Good morning, everyone. Y'all know the drill. Come on, say with me. Wake up and where, wake up and where, wake up and when. Listen, good morning, everyone. So glad to have you on with us this morning. Welcome to Wake Up and Win Live with your girl, Dr. Najuma. I am in a different position this morning because the sun is so bright in here and it's so lit up, and you can see my plants and all that kind of great stuff. So I just thought I would come in from a different location this morning. But good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up and Win Live with your girl, Dr. Najuma. Y'all know the drill. Wake up and win, wake up and win, wake up and win. We get our scream out for today. So listen, before we get into our win word for today, let me reintroduce myself. I am your girl, Dr. Najuma. I am a pastor. I'm a spiritual growth coach, and I do a work here in the city of Los Angeles around community and civic engagement and a bunch of other things. But those are my main three things. But I also use this platform, in addition to talk about those things, to also offer a daily win word. Because what I know for sure is you can go through a major loss, recover, restore, rebuild, refresh, and get back out there and win again. With all that I do in my experience, what I know to be true for sure is you can go through a major loss and you can recover, restore, rebuild, and win again. And so I'm blessed to be active in the work that I do, to be active in my community, to be active as a coach. In light of all the heartache, all the trauma, all the loss that's experienced. And I know that we can get back up, we can rebuild, we can restore, we can recover, and get out there and win again. So I use this platform to offer a daily win word. And so it's a beautiful Monday here in sunny Southern California. And so I want to offer today's win word, and that is season shift. Today's win word is season shift. And part of why I shifted location, what's going on with his hair? This little piece right here is doing its own thing. Part of why I shifted location is because it is beautiful spring day in California. The birds are out chirping. The sun is nice and bright. And it's this week we have experienced the season shift. We've experienced here in California, Southern California, the season shift from winter to spring. And we're really starting to see it now and feel it now, right? It's a little warmer. The cold air is now cool, but it's warming up some. People are outside more, no rain, and there is a season shift. And I wanted to use what was happening in the natural to talk about what I also believe is happening in the spiritual, but also what can happen for us mentally and emotionally as we are recovering, restoring, rebuilding from whatever loss we've experienced. And for those that are new to my platform, you might not know that almost 6 years ago, my oldest son was murdered. And so this is how I know you can go through a major loss, recover, restore, rebuild, and get back out there and win again. And I'm not suggesting that my grieving process or even the pain and the challenge that comes with losing a child is over. I am on a forever journey, which is why my hair is pink. I keep pink flowers around me, and I wear a lot of pink because pink is a color for emotional stability and healing. And so I'm on a forever healing journey. But I do know that God equips us to get up again and get back out there and win again. And so in this season shift that's happening in the natural, what I want to invite you into this week to think about is how might the season be shifting for you? How might the season be shifting for you? As a grieving mother, I have had shifts in even my grieving process. How I experience grief today is very different than how I experienced grief the first year or the second year or even the third year. And because there has been a shift, and I do believe that things will continue to shift. I will always grieve the loss of my son. I will always be a mother who does not have her oldest child. Those dynamics do not get to change for me. My grandchildren will not ever have their father again. my two younger children will never have their brother again. Those dynamics will never change, and we will always contend with that dynamic. And we also understand and come to understand and come to know that even in this process, there's a continuous shift in how we process, how we grieve, how we celebrate, how we remember, how we recall, and how we use all of that in our day-to-day life to propel us forward. And so on this beautiful spring day, this first Monday of May, May 6th, this first Monday of May, and it's just a beautiful day, and the season is shifting, and I want to invite you to think about how might life be shifting in a more positive direction for you, and to recognize that, and to acknowledge that, and to allow yourself to be okay with the shift, with the season shift. Sometimes we want to be so tied and connected to how we used to feel about a thing or how we were experiencing a thing, and not allowing the shift to happen internally or even around us. So today I positioned myself physically in a different part of the house with the sun coming through, so excuse the lighting, to acknowledge there's a season shift, but also acknowledging there's a season shift that has happened for me internally with even how I manage grief, how I contend with grief, and how daily things are shifting, which allows me to get up every day and get out there and win again. And now you're not on my path and I'm not on your path. Everybody's at their own pace. But I want to invite you to think about, I want to invite you to consider, I want to invite you to, reflect, how might things be shifting for you in a more positive direction? How might things be shifting for you that allows you to process differently? How might things be shifting for you that you can have a little more joy, or a little more peace, or a little more enjoyment, or pleasure even? How might things be shifting for you? And to recognize it's okay to accept, to allow the shift to happen. It's okay to be seated in that shift and say, you know what, I used to feel this way. I was grieving this way. I felt this way. I was hurting in this way, but things have shifted, and to recognize that that's okay. And so today I recognize the season shift around me, but I'm also here to recognize the season shift within me. And that's part of the process of getting up, getting out there, and winning again. That's part of the process of moving through the loss to the win, right? That's part of the process of rebuilding, of restoring, of recovering, is to be okay with the shift, right? From what was to what is to what can be, right? And so that we don't stay stuck. So again, today, I want to invite you just to think and consider and reflect on how might things be shifting in a more positive direction for you. And the part B to that question is, what can you do, if anything, to even aid in your shift, right? There may be some things that you can do, some steps you can take, some things you can incorporate in your daily activity. So again, the question for today is, how might things be shifting in a more positive direction for you? And it's wonderful to acknowledge that. It's okay to acknowledge that. It's okay to be seated in that. It's okay to move through that. Amen. So thank you for joining me this morning on our Wake Up and Win broadcast. Thank you. Make sure to please like, share, and subscribe. We are definitely trying to get our numbers up. So please like, share, and most definitely subscribe. All right? We'll see you tomorrow morning for another Daily Win Word. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you're interested in some personal growth or spiritual growth coaching, see the link tree in the bio description below and connect with me there. And we also have some wonderful free tools that you can take advantage of. All right, y'all, have an amazing day. Happy Monday, and welcome to a season shift.